What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bronze Dad Plays. Today, we're talking about 5 things New World does not tell you. Now, you could be watching this in the future, and Amazon may have added tutorials for all these things, but as of right now, in the closed beta, these things had to be discovered a little bit. Granted, they're not too hard to discover, but I'm here to share it with you, so that way you have the best experience possible as you get started in New World. When I was assembling this list, these things surprisingly kind of flowed together naturally, so do me a favor, watch to the end, help my watch time, always appreciated. Here we go! Number 1, Gathering. As you may already know, all of the gathering and crafting abilities are available to you on a single character. What you may not realize is just how much of the world can be gathered. The majority of the plants you see as you're running around can be picked up. So as you see different colors and different variations of plants, run up to them and see what they are. It might just be something that's very valuable to you to craft, especially things on farms. There you're gonna find farm foods, which are gonna help with your cooking ability, and you're gonna find things like hemp that will give you fibers for your weaving. As you're running through the forest, be sure to look out for different kinds of bushes, like berries. Nuts will always be low to the ground. I'm an adult and I'm not gonna make a joke. Things like boulders are gonna be gray, where iron ore is more of a charcoal color. They are blended into the world very nicely, and that could make it harder to realize that you're supposed to gather that. So if you're into gathering and crafting, make sure you look around. Watch for the names as you run by things. Number 2, items in storage. The biggest secret to items is that when you put items in storage, you can still use them at the crafting station. So as you're gathering random items throughout the world, go ahead and just dump them in storage. If you don't want to craft right now, don't worry about it. That's still money that you're able to put away for something later on. The storage has significantly more space than your personal bag, so you're going to want to completely empty your personal bag anytime you get back to town, unless you think you need those items for a mission or for crafting at your campfire. But otherwise, dump it all in storage. The only thing you have to be careful of is that every town has a different storage. As of right now in New World, there's no system to transfer items from one town to the other. So what I would suggest is before you leave town, make sure you craft all of those gathered materials, level up your skills, and then you can sell off or salvage or whatever you want to do and carry as much equipment as possible to the next town. But since we're talking about carrying equipment, let's talk equipment weight. Point number 3, your equipment weight actually has an impact on how you play the game. As you discover fairly early on, you have a finite space in your bag. This can be added to by crafting additional bags at the weavers, which, by the way, you should do that. But either way, that space is limited. If you go over the amount of space you're allotted, well, you're encumbered. You can't sprint, you can't dodge, you can't go anywhere. You have to throw something on the ground. Or, even better yet, bonus tip hidden in number 3, just salvage stuff. For some reason, if you destroy an axe, you get stuff that weighs less than the axe did. So, just salvage. But even more important than item weight is equipment weight. So your equipment has weights, just like the items you're picking up, and that weight determines what kind of equipment load you are carrying. Lightweight, medium weight, or heavyweight. If you play a lightweight character, you can dodge much faster and much farther than your neighbors. This goes from a little hop to a leap across the map. You can actually dodge through an enemy's attacks much faster, and while I can't confirm there's iframes, I can tell that I get hit a lot less often when I'm a lightweight character. Meanwhile, if you spec towards heavyweight, you have significantly more damage mitigation, but it's a little shuffle side to side when you dodge. So you're gonna wanna favor something else, which is how we get in point number 4, dodging versus blocking. Dodging is far, far better as a lightweight character than it is as a heavyweight character. When you enter into New World and you're given a shield and the ability to dodge, you realize you've got 2 strong defensive maneuvers you can whip out of your bag. You think this is going to be Souls-like, where both are available to you at all the time. And while that's technically true, sword and shield is really the best thing for blocking. A hammer does a pretty good job as well. The staffs are okay, the hatchet and bow basically aren't there. Not to mention, because you need lightweight equipment to dodge far, it's not likely that you're gonna have lightweight equipment on a frontline tank. So if you're going to go the heavy damage mitigation route, get used to blocking. Understand the animation cancels that will allow you to block faster. Start to learn how the enemies attack so you can anticipate their attacks. Meanwhile, on the lighter side, just dodge. Don't bother blocking. Just dodge. It's fine. Finally, tip number 5 is about passive skills. There's actually 3 kinds of passive skills within your weapon's skills. Number 1 is skill specific. Number 2 is equipment specific. And number 3 are generic buffs. So in terms of skill specific, you're looking at things like the fire staff, where heavy attacks will set enemies on fire. That's an awesome skill. Things that are equipment specific might be like plus 5% to all swords. You kinda need to use the sword to benefit from it. But generic buffs are where it's at. Generic buffs are active as long as that item is in your loadout. So things like the sword have plus 5% to your health right in the top line. A single level on the sword will get you a 5% increase to your health, and all you have to do is have it in your loadout. You do not actively have to use the sword, and you do not need to spec into strength to benefit from it. Just having a sword can get you 5% more health. Same thing on the other sword skill tree, you've got plus 5% to all weapon damage. So again, just having the sword gets you more damage with your other weapons. That can be incredibly powerful. I haven't deep dived all the skill trees to find out what interaction is best, but these buffs are pretty darn powerful. Some of them, like on the light staff, can actually affect the whole party. So I imagine the min-maxers will help us out here over time, but just understand that as you unlock additional loadout slots and you really want to focus on one weapon or two, it might be worth bringing another weapon along just for the buffs. This has been the quick video today. We're still learning a lot about New World, and it's been a while since I've been this excited for an MMO. I will be bringing you many more New World videos as we continue to play through this week and leading up to launch. Amazon, if you're watching, let's get that key. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Like, subscribe, comment, do the YouTubey things so that way the algorithm knows that this video exists. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.